The night air in Los Angeles was cold in January 1947, the kind of cold that settles into your bones and refuses to leave. A woman walking along a quiet, vacant lot in Leimert Park thought she had stumbled upon a broken mannequin. Pale. Still. Perfectly cut in half. But as she got closer, the horrifying truth revealed itself. This was no mannequin. This was a human body. And not just any victim. This was the beginning of one of the most infamous unsolved murders in American history, the case of the Black Dahlia murder. Her name was Elizabeth Short, a 22-year-old aspiring actress chasing dreams in Hollywood. What happened to her would shock the nation, baffle investigators, and create a mystery that still haunts true crime enthusiasts to this day. Elizabeth Short was born in Massachusetts in 1924. She had a difficult childhood marked by instability and abandonment. Her father disappeared during the Great Depression, leaving her mother to raise 5 daughters alone. But Elizabeth wasn't content with a quiet, ordinary life. She wanted more. She wanted Hollywood. So she made her way west, drawn by the glittering promise of fame and fortune. Friends described her as striking, dark hair, pale skin, and a mysterious charm. She had a habit of wearing black, which would later inspire the nickname that defined her legacy, the Black Dahlia, possibly influenced by the film The Blue Dahlia. But behind the beauty and ambition was a young woman struggling to find her place. She drifted from city to city, staying with friends, acquaintances, and sometimes strangers. She had relationships, but nothing stable. She told people she was pursuing acting, but there's little evidence she ever landed any real roles. In early January 1947, Elizabeth was last seen alive. She had been staying at the Biltmore Hotel in downtown Los Angeles. Witnesses reported seeing her in the lobby, waiting for her sister, or so she claimed. After that, she vanished. Days later, her body was discovered in that empty lot. The scene was unlike anything police had ever encountered. Elizabeth's body had been severed at the waist, completely drained of blood, and carefully posed. Her face bore a grotesque smile, carved from ear to ear, a chilling detail that would later be known as the Glasgow smile. There were no signs of a struggle at the scene, suggesting she had been killed elsewhere and placed there deliberately. Whoever did this wasn't just a killer. They were calculated, precise, possibly even experienced. As investigators dug deeper, the mystery only grew. There were no clear suspects. No murder weapon. No eyewitnesses. The crime scene yielded almost nothing useful. Yet, the brutality of the murder drew massive media attention. Newspapers sensationalized the story, turning Elizabeth Short into a dark Hollywood legend. Then, something even stranger happened. A local newspaper, the Los Angeles Examiner, received a package. Inside were Elizabeth's personal belongings, her birth certificate, business cards, photographs. The items had been carefully cleaned, wiped of fingerprints. Along with them was a note made from cut-out letters, like something from a ransom demand. The killer was taunting the police. Over the following weeks, more letters arrived, some claiming responsibility, others offering cryptic clues. But none led to an arrest. Police investigated hundreds of suspects. Doctors, actors, businessmen, drifters. At one point, there were over 150 potential suspects. Confessions poured in, many false, some clearly delusional. The case spiraled into chaos. Despite intense effort, the truth remained just out of reach. Now, here's where things get even more unsettling. Let's talk about the clues. First, the precision of the body's dissection suggested medical knowledge. Some experts believed the killer could have been a surgeon or someone with anatomical training. The clean cut separating the body wasn't random, it was deliberate and skilled. Second, the lack of blood at the scene indicated the murder happened elsewhere. But no location was ever definitively identified. Third, Elizabeth's lifestyle left behind a complicated web of acquaintances. She had been seen with multiple men in the weeks before her death. Some accounts suggest she may have been involved in risky situations, possibly even blackmail or underground social circles. And then there's the psychological aspect. The posing of the body wasn't just about disposal. It was theatrical. It was meant to be seen. Almost like a performance. If you're finding this case as disturbing and fascinating as it sounds, take a moment to hit like, subscribe to Shadow Files, and share this video with someone who loves a good mystery. Because what we're about to explore next might change how you see this case entirely. Now, let's dive into the theories. The first theory is the most logical: a medically trained killer. Given the surgical precision, many believe Elizabeth's killer had a background in medicine. One name that often surfaces is Dr. George Hodel, a Los Angeles physician. His own son later accused him of being the killer, citing disturbing evidence including photos resembling Elizabeth and transcripts of wiretapped conversations where Hodel allegedly said, "Suppose I did kill the Black Dahlia." But despite suspicion, Hodel was never charged. The evidence wasn't strong enough. The second theory points toward a jealous lover or acquaintance. Elizabeth's relationships were complicated. Some believe she may have been involved with someone who became obsessed or enraged. This theory suggests a crime of passion that escalated into something far more sinister. However, the extreme mutilation doesn't entirely fit the typical profile of a personal revenge killing. The third theory ventures into darker territory: a serial killer. Some investigators believe the Black Dahlia murder may have been part of a larger pattern. Around that time, there were other unsolved murders involving women, some with similar elements of mutilation. Could Elizabeth have been one of many victims? But no definitive connection has ever been proven. And finally, the most chilling theory of all: something almost ritualistic. The way Elizabeth's body was posed, the symbolic nature of the injuries, the theatrical display, it has led some to speculate about occult influences or ritualistic behavior. While there's no concrete evidence to support this, the idea persists, fueled by the eerie details of the crime. So what really happened to Elizabeth Short? The truth is, no one knows. Decades have passed. Files have gone cold. Suspects have died. And yet, the case refuses to fade away. It lingers in the shadows of Hollywood history, a reminder that not every story has an ending. Elizabeth Short came to Los Angeles chasing a dream. Instead, she became a legend, a symbol of mystery, tragedy, and unanswered questions. Her killer was never caught. And maybe, just maybe, that's what makes this case so unforgettable. If you've made it this far, you're officially part of the Shadow Files community. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video. And let me know in the comments, what do you think happened to the Black Dahlia? Because sometimes, the truth isn't just hidden. Sometimes, it's buried forever.